Hey guys, it's time for one more question from the list. I'm wondering if you can talk about something a lot of people experience with regards to wanting to save others or to be the heroes in other people's lives. I think it's natural to want to help others, but not to the detriment of oneself. I would love to listen to your views and experiences on this. Well, I have views and experiences on this. As I've said in other videos, they call me Triple X because I have 3 ex-wives. 2 of them I was trying to save. And, they say hindsight is 20/20. I look back and I can see what I was doing. The interesting thing about being the hero or savior in someone's life is twofold. One, it's you being selfless. And 2, it's you being selfish. How can this be? Well, selfless in the fact that you're putting all focus on them. Selfish is that you're putting yourself in the position of being the hero or savior, which is in turn believing that they are less than or that they are lacking. And you're coming there to save them from their lack. And so selfless. Now, most people that I find who put themselves in this situation are very empathetic people. They feel empathy, so they go out, and they don't feel empathy for themselves, or they look at their own lives and they realize I am a person of service, and they define themselves that way. And when you define yourself as a person of service, you can tire yourself out quickly if you don't realize the first person you have to serve is yourself, because if you're not empowered, you can't empower others. And it's an interesting story. We are the sum of our experiences in this worldly plane, right? Our experiences are exactly why we are here. If we've had traumas in our lives, we are here to experience that. If we've had love in our lives, we're here to experience that. We're here to have these experiences, and us in the physical plane is the sum of our experiences. Us in the spiritual plane is the sum of all experience. We understand the mechanics of love. We understand the feelings of love. We understand love is everything. Love is everyone. And when we're down here in our physical plane, we can heal from past traumas as much as we can, but the past trauma does not ever truly get released from us. It's there as experience for us to learn from, and to work from, and to process from. And sometimes people will become selfless because they don't want to look at their own experiences, or they look at their experiences and say, well, I can have somebody else not have to deal with this experience. And so they step into the role of the savior, and they put themselves in the role of above. And what's interesting about that is you can always tell the ones who are doing that, because the ones who are doing that are always very almost condescending in the way they speak, and even though inside they are the most fragile. They're the ones who are literally holding it together strictly by not looking at it and looking at other people's fears and anxieties. And there's an old saying by Socrates: when the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the losers. When someone is challenged on their beliefs, when challenged on their experiences, and they will lash out to protect themselves. They will become the person who is calling names. They're the person that they would never let anybody else be. They would call them out on it. And I think it's great. I think, but I think everybody, myself included, have to look at our experiences. I've had some pretty incredible experiences, really great, loving, wonderful, positive experiences. I've had some really horrible experiences. Those 3 divorces were horrible. My relationship with my father was horrible. These were things in my life that were terrible. When my back injury happened, that was a terrible experience. Terrible, right? But you don't focus on those. But you also don't negate them either. You know that they were there. You know that you've had those experiences. You've learned from them. It's part of the process of living in the physical plane. We are the sum culmination of our experience. And if we don't allow our experience to be part of our experience, then we can't move forward. Heroes and saviors only try to change other people's experiences because of their own experiences. They're trying to save others. They're trying to help others. But they have to also look at their own experiences as well. Most people become selfless because they don't want to look at self. And I think it's really important that people who don't want to look at self, they really need to stop and look at self first. Because the person you are and the person you're projecting into the world will project back to you in ways that are not exactly the way you'd want them to. It'll project back to you in ways that will literally affect your own personal experience now. And cleaning up those things will help you be less selfless, because you can't be selfless. You have to be balanced in your approach. You have to understand that you are no less valid than anybody else around you. You are no less valid or deserving of love than anybody else. And you have to give your love to yourself as well. Because once you start giving away all your love to everybody else, it just depletes and depletes and depletes and depletes and depletes. It gets tired and hard, and people will tell you who are on that path, oh, I feel like I'm doing so much, I'm like so tired, I'm exhausted, and and you're looking at the world from a perspective of how much you're giving. And you have to give yourself the love and compassion that you would give others as well. I'm a victim of it as myself. I have, in my life, I have given of myself and given of myself. Back when I was speaking before, I was all over this country doing everything I could to help as many as I could. And it wore me down because I was giving a little too much and not taking care of myself. And I think it's important that we step back. If you're one of those empathetic people who's trying to save the world, you got to realize the world gets saved only by the people who are strong enough to save it. And you've got to love yourself first. And that is my thought on this question. And I don't know who gave me this question, but it's a great one. By the way, the questions that I'm putting out, if you put them in, somebody asked, how do we ask a question? If you put it in the comments underneath of a video, or you can go to my website and just put it on the contact page there. If you want to keep it a little bit more private as opposed to less public, that's fine. You can do it there. I'm going to keep. I love getting the questions. I love talking about things. I don't shy away from hard topics, and if I see something that I think needs to be addressed, I go straight at it. I don't mince words, because I think it's important that the honesty comes straight forward. And some people, will not like what I say about certain things, and that's fine. You're allowed to, because that's your choice. That's the spirituality, personal journey. So you have to look at this personal journey of yours as, do I believe that? And sometimes you have to look at this personal journey of yours as, oh, I should look into that in myself, because that's important too. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See you. Bye.